Hi guys, welcome to the video. Today I will be going over 3 different top-selling children's books. These were all recommended to me by a local bookstore. I have 3 main discussion points that I'm going to hit on with all of these: the illustrations, the story, and the themes. My purpose for making this video is just to expose parents just to what is on the market currently, what is popular, to give my very unprofessional opinions of them. And I also just love talking about kids books, so yeah, let's get into it. The 3 books that we will be discussing today are All the Books, Watercress, and The Bakery Dragon. Alrighty, the first book we're gonna look at is The Bakery Dragon. This book is done in Photoshop, which is one of the oldest platforms. It's incredibly hard to illustrate in, so I was amazed to find out she did this entirely on Photoshop. It says in the back she began using this platform at the age of 2. Since the book's theme is gold, every page seems to have little nuggets of this color. The gold had a glow and a shimmer that could only be portrayed through a digital platform. The one critique I had is that at times the art did become a little overcrowded and overstimulating, especially for kids books when you have a lot of characters and a lot of colors. Less is more. The reader's eyes should be guided throughout a picture and not paralyzed by a swarm of information. If I could say one more thing about the digital art itself, I do think it is a little overused these days. It's hard to tell if these digitally drawn books will be timeless. I don't know, I can't speak for them. It's hard for them to feel original when this style is heavily used in the current market. So next, let's talk about the general story. I personally think dragon stories can be risky. They've just been around for forever. However, despite its inclusion of the common dragon themes, the gold, the cave, the medieval villagers, I do believe it had a unique and wholesome twist. The twist in the story is that the dragon thinks bread is gold. Generally, kids love food in books, so I would read this multiple times just for all the little bakery scenes. Let's talk about the themes of this book. There was a minor lesson of sharing and how it benefits you to work as a team instead of working independently. The last page tries to tie this theme together all at once, and to me it felt a little rushed. It was overall a very cute story, and I would definitely give this to my kids, especially for the bakery scenes. Alrighty, up next we have All the Books. Let's talk about the illustrations. This was done in mixed medium. The illustrator combined pencil, watercolor, and digital all together. I thought this was a really cool combination. Overall, it does look very organic and hand-sketched. More so than the character design, I really did love the use of bold primary colors. So there's a lot of reds and yellows and greens. I loved how color emphasized the various books and how they distinguish the animals from each other. They were all incredibly rich without being overtly vibrant and tacky, which can happen with digital coloring. So next, let's talk about the story. It can be difficult to write an anthropomorphic story, especially including rodents, that stands out. There are just so many out there. However, I believe the mixed media and the uniqueness of the story helps the book stand out. This was a longer story with a hefty amount of dialogue, so primarily for older readers with longer attention spans. Our main character, Piper, she's very, very cute. She is fond of books and reading. She's quirky, I guess. But I will say she's not particularly likable at all. She's very selfish and she is oblivious of her selfishness. Once she becomes a member of the local library, she for some reason doesn't understand the concept of borrowing from the local library. And when she sees another animal borrowing a book, she says, and I quote, "But if they're all mine, where's he going with those?" Piper. So very unlikable, or at least a little clueless, but in the end, she is redeemed of her selfish behavior. She promises to share and even donates to the library donation. Let's talk about the themes of this book. To me, this book is more centered around Piper's inner journey rather than learning about the local library. The ending is very wholesome. She's made new friends, discovered the wonders of the library, and overall softened her heart to share with others. Although I found Piper hard to like, I think her overall character journey was helpful and relatable. Kids' books' primary power is gently revealing unlikable characteristics or traits within us and helping us overcome them through silly little stories. Overall, I would definitely read this to my kids. I just adored the primary colors and I thought the illustration style was timeless. Alrighty, lastly we have Watercress. Let's go into the illustrations. This book is primarily watercolor. We see a lot of muted and neutral coloring, and personal preference of mine, regardless of the actual medium, I'm not a fan of muted kids books, but in this particular book I really think it adds to the overall atmosphere that it's trying to encapsulate. In my notes I put down realism with touches of dreaminess. A few frames include action, but primarily each page is very still and calming. Let's look at the general story. The story focused a lot on realism. The little girl is moody, but not in a cartoonish or overly exaggerated way. She's a preteen girl who, while still wanting to please her family, she also wants to be accepted by her peers. Initially, she is embarrassed to collect this watercress with her family because that's not what the other American girls would do, which builds a bit of resentment towards her family and even her heritage. However, this seems to dissolve after she hears a story about her grandparents. They survived off watercress during a famine. This blossoms within her a newfound gratitude towards what her family currently has and the trials that they had to overcome to get to where they are right now. So a few themes in this book. There is definitely a lesson, however it was realistically portrayed and it seemed to lack any kind of agenda. I wouldn't be surprised if this was an actual childhood memory of the author. Again, that's why I think the dreamy, muted illustration style really complements this story. Apart from the general realism, there are themes of nostalgia, family pride, and having confidence in your family and the trials that they have overcome to provide for you and to take care of you. That's all I have today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. I hope this encourages you to go to your local library or bookstore and try out some new kids books. If you're interested in checking any of these books out, I will list the titles and the link to them on Amazon in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye!